What's going on, everybody? Zerfelros here, bringing you some Pokemon Go Battle League content. Today, we're going to hit up probably one of the best teams I've run in the Great League in a long time. And with none other than Kanto Sandslash, dude. This thing is wild. You're gonna see some booms today, folks. I guarantee it. We've got Walrein on the lead because Walrein is it's Walrein. It's fantastic, and it can whoop so many things to Sunday and back, man. It's no problems there. It also covers the grass and flying issues that Nidoqueen and Sandslash have, which, I mean, spoiler alert, Nidoqueen's on this team too. Nidoqueen's a safe swap to try and draw out like the other Walrein. Things that really ground types in general might have a problem with, maybe the Stunfisk, for example. So that's what she's there for. She's kind of just there to get rid of some of the things that I mean, Sandslash doesn't have a problem with Galarian Stunfisk by any means, but you're not going to see a lot of Steel types come in on the Nidoqueen either because of the Earth power, but you will see things like, you know, Swamperts and Walreins come in on it, and that's what she's there for. She's there also because with Poison Jab as a Shadow, with Poison Fang, she can literally just power through everything if she needs to win Switch, except for like the hardest of hard counters. So there is a lot of merit to this team. I think I went almost like, it was like 40 wins and 10 losses, dude. Over 2 days, I could count on two hands the amount of losses I had, and most of them were to the game not working as it's supposed to, which, let's be honest, it really still doesn't. So there's going to be a lot of these. There it is. There's going to be a lot of these today, so we're going to hopefully have a great old time going over these battles that we've done here. Where the hell did my button go? There it is. Going over these battles that we had. So, guys, without any further ado, let's get right into these battles. Got Walrein on the lead versus Pidgeot in the first game. I couldn't ask for much more of a better lead. My opponent's going to instant swap, and they're going to come in with Deoxys. Now, Deoxys, it doesn't do really well against ground types. Psycho Boost is the only thing that's going to do any damage, and Sandslash has Night Slash from Community Days. So, guess what Night Slash does? Dark damage, and guess what Deoxys doesn't care for? Spammy dark damage. So, here comes a move. I don't care. I don't need to shield this. I don't know what they're throwing at me, but I don't care. It's going to be the Psycho Boost. Never mind, I'm going to shield, because I want to hold on to my my Sandslash for a bit longer here. Considering that their lead was a Pidgeot, if I can get this Sandslash to a point, and I could probably just straight farm it down now. I'm thinking here I can either use my Sandslash to literally just rip Pidgeot to shreds with Night Slashes before it gets the chance to gust me down here. But my opponent's going to be able to get to 2 Psycho Boosts, and I don't shield any of them because I expect these not to do as much damage as they did. So I have to throw the energy here. Unfortunately, I did not know the matchup as well as I should have, and I could have taken this thing out. Now they're actually going to shield because they're going to try and win Switch, which is smart for them. But are they going to want to spend both shields to do it? That's the question. And they do. But because they were at 1 HP, my opponent is going to go down while shielding because they were at 1 HP. Now, I normally would have swapped out of that situation, but because they only had the 1 HP when they shielded and I recognized that, I was fine with throwing that move because I knew that it was going to take him out. Now, Walrein on Walrein. Now, that's probably the hugest issue with this team is opposing Walreins. Obviously, my Walrein is completely neutral to their Walrein, and my Backmon's just straight loose to it. So, what I like to do here is I'm always going to shield up this first move because typically they don't bait. It's usually just going to be the Earthquake, and I'm going to play this out for the most part. What I expect is because they have Walrein in the front, they're probably weak to ground types in the back, so I'm going to bank on that. I hit him with an Earthquake and I swap out. Sableye comes in, and I'm still neutral to this too. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just chip it with an Icicle Spear, and then I'm going to probably come in with my Sandslash here. Yep, I did these battles like a week ago, so sorry if I don't remember all the details. I'm going to go for Night Slash just because they vastly outpace the Sableye, and I'm probably going to be able to get them out, not even have to shield. I'm going to go ahead and throw these Night Slashes here. Kind of hope to, you know, maybe get a boost. We'll fish for the boost, you know. And no boost here, but I'm going to be able to almost mud shot them down. Now, because of the fact that the Walrein in the lead, I actually opt to let this go. And I'm going to bring in my own Walrein to get more energy so that I can deal with their Walrein in the front. Because they didn't swap out either, I'm assuming they don't have a better answer to my Walrein in the back. So we're going to find out what they drop in. And they're going to drop the Walrein back in. Now, you see how low their Walrein is after taking that one singular Earthquake? it's low enough that I can threaten them with baits now. So that's exactly what I'm going to do, is I'm going to throw these Icicle Spears, and I'm going to get their shields away. And now, because they're so low, I'm just going to say, screw it. I'm going to go for the Icicle Spear right off the bat. They throw the Earthquake. I shield that Earthquake up because I'm not messing around. I can't let my Nidoqueen get against this Walrein for a minute, because if they have something in the back that I need my Walrein for, I'm trying to keep it healthy. But I was going to actually look to snipe it down because it was so low. My opponent swaps out immediately, so I'm going to be able to get my Nidoqueen on this Trevenant. And if you guys have ever seen this matchup, you know that Nidoqueen thing literally shoved through a Trevenant, no problem. And they didn't bother to shield. So I'm not sure why they didn't shield, and I know they were at a move. Maybe they realized their mistake and just decided to kind of give up at that point, but good game. I mean, I hate to like counter them like that, but all right, you know I'm in Stunfisk. This is a weird lead. My whole team beats it, but it also beats Walrein. So they instantly swap out into Skarmory, and I'm staying in. I'm staying in. I know that my back line, especially the Sandslash, has plenty of play against that Stunfisk, against the Stunfisk. So I'm really worried about just making sure that I can take out this Skarmory, because it is a nightmare for the rest of my team. But it's fine. Sandslash is going to be able to handle the Ufisk, and then hopefully whatever they've got in the back, I can just deal with Nidoqueen. So I'm going to keep just throwing Icicle Spears here. There's no reason to obviously build up to or use an Earthquake. I'm kind of at a point where I want to try and farm down, but instead of letting them take another shield from me, I want to put shield pressure on them first. So I'm going to go ahead and throw the Icicle Spear. They want to shield, so I know they're going to try and throw a move. So I will now shield, and I will farm down in kind. And I will hopefully have a Icicle Spear loaded for the Ufisk when it comes back in, if they decide to swap it back in. If they swap in something else, like that is a Ufisk, so they're going to have a problem, because Ice actually does super effective damage to ground types. They're going to try and farm me down, and they're going to have to give up their last shield, and I'm able to get to the Icicle Spear just in time before being farmed down. Now, this is going to do a lot of damage to the Ufisk, and they're going to get to meet my Sandslash. Here comes the Sandslash. He's coming in. I didn't even wait. He's coming right in. My opponent's staying in, and I'm not really sure why. I'm thinking maybe they're either not sure what to do against the Sandslash, or and they threw Discharge. I don't really know. My opponent, I must have just confuzzled my opponent so badly with the Sandslash. So, Sandslash put in work. They do throw the Mud Bomb correctly this time. And guess what's in the back? It's a Bastiodon. And you know what happens to Bastiodons? They get one shot by Earthquake. And we get the screenshot just because why not? My opponent then quits because it was completely useless. Oh, I got so many Bastiodons with this team. It was awesome, dude. All right, so Medicham is another rough lead. The only thing I can really do here is swap to Nidoqueen and hope they don't have a hard counter of some kind. And some of them do, some of them don't. Now, this one does not. Cresselia is not a hard counter to Nidoqueen per se, but the Psycho Cuts do super effective damage and they add up quickly, so what I'm actually fine with doing here is I'm looking to go straight for Poison Fang. I want to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't need to count past 5. And what I need to do here is I really need to try and figure out a way to not get my Walrein stuck up against that Medicham unless my Walrein can get a ton of energy beforehand. But they shield up my Earth Power. I try to be a good Nidoqueen player and count past 5, and what do I get but a shield? So my opponent actually outplayed me pretty well there. So I'm going to shield this. I'm going to try to win Switch because I think I can. And if I can't, then that's unfortunate. But I'm going to go ahead and throw the Poison Fang. I'm going to try and get my opponent off guard here. Get their last shield or win Switch. And they get to the tie. Yeah, we both go down together. So now it's going to be a literal roulette wheel. I'm up a shield, so regardless, I'm just hoping that maybe they bring in their Medicham. I'm looking to bring in my Sandslash here. And they do bring in the Medicham. This is where I started to find out just how much damage an Earthquake does. Watch how much damage this does. I'm not even. I shielded Power Up Punch because I was afraid. All right. My opponent swaps to Mandibuzz. Maybe they're trying to catch a Night Slash or an Earthquake, but they're going to catch these hands by Walrein. Walrein is going to be able to absolutely annihilate this thing with a couple of Icicle Spears and get some farm, and that's going to allow me to whittle down Medicham. Now, if I hadn't had the chance to whittle down the Medicham beforehand, well, that Earthquake probably would have died. I think it does like 70%. It's so nutty to think about the Sandslash's damage from Earthquakes. It's so good. like, it has enough attack weight to make those Night Slashes actually dangerous. So I can't tell you guys enough how freaking good that thing is. It's amazing. And man, it's so good. All right, so I'm gonna try and get a couple of or like one Icicle Spear off is all I'm gonna be able to get. But because my Sandslash is so close to a move, and because I know that they are only running Power Up Punch and Psychic, and they're not at the Psychic yet, I'm gonna swap in the Sandslash, go for the Earthquake, and take out the rest of the Medicham to take the game. Well played, trainer. But Sandslash, shaking the ground. All right. Vigoroth is a god-awful lead. I gotta swap out. I go straight to my Nidoqueen, and my opponent stays in, gets some energy, so I'm gonna throw the Poison Fang to debuff them and punish them for staying in so long. Poison Fang does respectable damage. They were just waiting for it, so they're gonna go ahead and swap out with some energy, and I'm gonna go straight for Poison Fang against this Golbat. Now, I know that Golbat hard resists every single move that I can throw at it, but with enough defense drops, Nidoqueen can plow through the Golbat, and they did not bother to go for a Shadow Ball here. The smart thing to do if you're the Golbat player, to be honest, is to try and at least build up to the Shadow Ball so that you can get my shield, right? That's kind of what you want to do. Now that you're going to go straight for Poison Fang, I kind of know that your Poison Fangs will not do much damage because they're double resisted. And I just need to get to another Poison Fang, and that's it. So I'm going to continue to try and win this matchup. My opponent decides not to shield, so now I can definitely get there and have 1 HP left on the matchup. And they're going to come in with a Registeel. I'm going to come in with Walrein because I want to try and get a shield off this thing before I come straight in with my Sandslash. So my opponent's going to be able to get to a move. They're either going to throw Zap Cannon or Focus Blast. I'm just going to tank it, and that's what it is. Almost takes out my own Walrein, dude. That was painful. But I'm going to be able to get to an Earthquake with the little amount of HP that I have left. And because of that, I'm going to be able to come in with my Sandslash and vastly outpace this Registeel to another move. And if they don't block the Earthquake, that's fine. I know that I can take a Focus Blast, and they go for the Zap Cannon, which is their problem. Now, do they shield? That's the question. I overfarm here expecting them to swap out, so I don't want to have to get caught with my pants down. But I'm going to go ahead and go for the Earthquake, and my opponent may not shield this. They don't shield it! The whole Earthquake takes him out. And now, it's a question of a 2-shielded Sandslash with an attack debuff versus a Vigoroth with loaded energy and a shield. Now, I still outpace this thing, and all I have to do now is get to 2 Night Slashes before they can get to 3 Body Slams. They're already at the second Body Slam as far as energy is concerned. So I'm going to have to be able to get to a Night Slash here before my opponent's able to get to 2 more Body Slams, and they're just about there. I almost lost track of their energy, but I know they're almost there. 1 shield. Now, it's going to come down to CMP. Who wins CMP? The Sandslash wins CMP against the Vigoroth because I know that they were going to move. They would have snuck a move through. He's going to take out the Vigoroth and take that game. Go Sandslash. Good game. That was very close. If I had not been paying attention to their move counts, I could have lost that. So Trevenant lead is fantastic for us because not only does this entire team have excellent play against it, but my opponent decides to stay in this losing matchup. So I'm wondering if they may not have a good answer to my Walrein right off the bat. I go ahead and I tank the Seed Bomb because I know I can. And apparently some fun things are happening in the family room that I'm missing out on. But that's okay. I'm gonna ice Powder Snow down, and then I'm gonna safe swap immediately to Nidoqueen. It's Diggersby, dude. That's not what I want to see. I did not want to see a Diggersby. Diggersby could wreck this whole team, so I have to be very careful. I'm going to go for the the Poison Fang, and then I think at this point, all I can do is probably just tank this Earthquake. Yeah, I'm just going to tank the Earthquake, hope that they're baiting with a Fire Punch, and my opponent's baiting with Fire Punch. No, you go straight for the Earthquake. I'm going to go for the Earth Power. Oh, but they only built up to another Fire Punch, so I know I can let this go. There's no reason for me to shield this because I was counting. They didn't get to the Earthquake. So I'm going to go straight for the Earth Power with a defense debuff. I am now hoping that they don't shield this. They don't shield it! It's almost out! Dude, Nidoqueen is a Diggersby County, almost confirmed. And here comes Stunfisk. Does this Stunfisk have any idea what's about to happen to it? No, it doesn't. Walrein's going to come in and going to get a Icicle Spear with the defense drop. So I'm hoping that either I get this through and get some damage off, or my opponent shields it, and that's amazing. So they're going to have to throw a move here to avoid taking another Icicle Spears with the damage. So I'm not going to shield this. Walrein has now done its job, and now, excuse me, Sandslash is going to come in. And Sandslash is going to outpace this thing to its second. It's not going to outpace, but you know what I mean. I have 2 shields that are 1 shield. I don't even have to shield this. And it's a Rock Slide bait. My opponent's baiting with Rock Slide. I'm good. I'm going to go straight for the Earthquake. I don't care. My opponent is going to lose this now because they baited and I called it. Even if I hadn't called it, their only win con... Need to get the kaboom in there. Their only win con was me shielding all of their moves. So they played it correctly, but because I knew that I could survive an Earthquake, I had no need. All right, Bastiodon. Whole team has play against this, but still safe swapping the Nidoqueen in because I know that Walrein still takes a lot of damage from those smackdowns. Now, any good Bastiodon player, like my opponent's Bastiodon here, would know that they can actually tank a whole Earth Power from Shadow Nidoqueen, so they usually don't shield the first move. My opponent comes in with Sableye and doesn't shield the Earth Power, so now I'm going to go straight for Poison Fang and take this matchup. Now, I am going for Switch here. I know that Walrein has Earthquake, but I'm not going to worry about trying to get that maneuvered in there. If I can, I'm going to keep the Sandslash on the Bastiodon and not even mess with it. So, I'm going to take out the Sableye swap in here. My opponent's probably going to come back in with the Bastiodon just like that. And now Nidoqueen has absolutely done her job and won me Switch, so I will let this go. It's a Flamethrower. Almost takes me out there. If I can, I'm going to get to this Earth Power. No, I can. No, I cannot get to the Earth Power, and I recognize that. So I'm going to go for the Poison Fang for the debuff. And they shielded because I thought I was at the Earth Power. Oh, that's the best way to do it, man. Now Sandslash is going to come in and just ruin this thing's day. My opponent immediately saw some Medicham. Oh, not the Medicham, dude. I should have gone for the Earthquake here. That was my mistake. My idea here was to try and do as much damage with the Sandslash as I could. And then at some point, I'm going to need to use my Walrein for something. Now they have Ice Punch, so I do need to be careful of this, but I'm going to go straight for the Earthquake here, hoping that they don't shield, even though they probably should. But do they shield the Earthquake? Nope! And it almost takes him out. One Mud Shot's going to be enough, and then I get to come in on this Bastiodon, and I'm going to try... I tried to catch a move, but I failed pretty miserably. So all I'm going to do here is I'm going to try to get to the Earthquake with my Walrein, force the shield off of my opponent, and then I'm going to try and get to that Earthquake with my Sandslash because it's very close. And once I do that, I should be able to take this game. Oh, and just barely enough HP to get to that Earthquake. So, gonna throw the Earthquake here. Opponent, will they shield it? Of course they're gonna shield it. They have to. But are they gonna be able to take out the Sandslash? No, they're not. And they do get to a move, dude. Is the Flamethrower enough to take out Sandslash from here? Absolutely not. And I'm able to get to the Earthquake right before they get that smackdown through, and that's gonna be a good game. You know, if the game is working the way it's supposed to, I probably shouldn't have got that. But we'll take it because Bastiodon needs to get boomed. Let's go. All right. Next game, guys. No, truly, I don't think I was supposed to get that Earthquake off, but it's always nice to boom a Bastion out of existence. Now, Nidoqueen is another fantastic lead because I can beat this thing with anything on my team. Talonflame comes in, and I think I'd rather play this out with my Walrein. I've got a slight energy advantage on the Talonflame, and this isn't really a bad matchup as long as I don't take a Brave Bird or too many Flame Charges. So, I'm going to go ahead and just let it ride, man. Walrein's going to be able to tank at least a move here, and I know that they're not going to throw the Brave Bird immediately, but I will go ahead and swap in my Nidoqueen. I'm probably going to have to take shield up a Brave Bird here, and that's fine. Because now that I'm ahead of energy on their Nidoqueen, I'm going to go for Earth Power. Nidoqueen's going to come back in. And I'm going to go straight for Earth Power. My opponent, I want them to think this is a bait. But if you have a Nidoqueen, and you come in on a Nidoqueen with loaded energy, you should never no shield when they have that much energy. My opponent no shields, and that cost them the whole game. Now, to be fair, that Scrafty probably could have ripped my backline in half if it gotten lined up against my Walrein, but because I was able to beat the Talonflame and keep some alignment going, I would have been able to get my Sandslash on the Scrafty, potentially maybe with shields down at some point and get an Earthquake off. But Scrafty was very strong against my team otherwise. Now, I'm just going to come in with the Sandslash just to show him I have it because I wanted to flex a little bit. But going to take him down like that, and that's going to be another good game. And I just took 2 sets back to back. I'm pretty sure there's a loss in here somewhere. This might be it. But actually, yeah, this is it. And I know why it happened. So you're going to see some... This is the reason why I had some losses with this team. At the very end of this battle, I'll make sure you guys see it. But the game doesn't work great very much all the time. Maybe 50% of the time it works, half the time it works. So it's not great, man. But I'm getting hard countered. So, like, what am I supposed to do about this, right? You know, they hard counter me with their, like, look, I even take I take a Powder Snow before I can get in a fast move. Like, that's the thing that has been bugging me so much lately, is that charge moves, like, they take longer than they're supposed to for one person, and then the other person's getting, like, a bunch of moves through, or at least 1 or 2, and that all by itself matters. The entire game can be flipped because of that damage. So I'm overloading as much as I can on energy. I need to get rid of this Walrein. It's a menace for my team, and I have to get rid of it. So I'm going to go straight for Earthquake. I'm taking out the Walrein, thank God. But now they're going to come back in with their Medicham. What am I supposed to do about that? They've still got 2 shields. They haven't had to give up a shield yet. I'm going to go for some chip damage against the Medicham. And then we're going to swap in the Sandslash and see what we can make happen. But they're staying in with Medicham, and I'm expecting Ice Punch, so I shield, and I'm probably going to lose this game because of that. But that's okay. Let's they come in with an Azu, and that's triple hard counter. I mean, at this point, I got nothing, dude. I have absolutely nothing I could do about this. My opponent's going to retain both shields for their Medicham to take out my Walrein, and they really don't have any other way to lose this game. It's just, that's it. I can't shield this. It's probably an Ice Beam, and if it's not, oh well. It's an Ice Beam. Oh well, goodbye. Walrein's going to come in, and I'm just going to go straight for the Earthquake, and I'm... I already knew I lost this game, but I didn't really want to surrender, because I just figured I'd keep trying and see if I can make something happen. But they come with the Play Rough, and I'm going to get the Earthquake off. After I'm overloading on energy as much as I can. I'm going to try and make something happen at the end of the game here. But I want you guys to watch the battle screen very carefully. Don't focus on me at all. Watch the battles. All right? Watch what happens. You see how much HP I've got right there. I've got at least maybe like 7-8% of my HP. Watch how much HP I have when this charge move ends. Just this is what I'm talking about. You see how it took a little bit longer? Oh, look, my Walrein's dead. That's awesome, dude. That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. So that was a loss. And that was honestly what attributed to at least half of my losses with this team. Out of the 50 games that I played, I got a little bit of low battery there. Out of the 50 games that I played with this team, I won 40 games. So I can attest that this team is very good. However, the game attributed to about half of them. And because of that kind of thing that you just saw, we're playing out the same Walrein match here. Even though, you know, I have no other real way to deal with this thing, so I'm staying in with it. If I can get them low enough and out and low enough on energy, like if I can get them down to, I would say about maybe a Poison Jab or 2's worth of HP, and they have no energy, then I will swap in Nidoqueen real quick to snipe it down so that I don't have to take any more damage than is necessary. But my opponent's trying to win this, so I'm going to let them have an Earthquake here. I was hoping they would bait. They didn't bait. They smarter than me. So I will go for Icicle Spears here. And because of that, my opponent thinks they're catching an Earthquake on a Trevenant. They're catching an Icicle Spear. Look at that damage, dude. That tree is not in good shape, and I'm going to power through the rest of it with my Nidoqueen. They're going to be able to get a Seed Bomb off here. That's fine with me. It's not going to take out my Nidoqueen, so I decide to no shield here and finish off the Trevenant. And now my opponent has a Walrein that's very low, and I'm going to be able to get a Poison Fang off in time to hopefully take it out or get their last shield if they really want to commit to that farm down. Now, Poison Fang is going to be coming off of this and hitting the Walrein in the face, and what happens? They tank it, and what's in the back but another Nidoqueen? Now, I'm not going to reveal my secret quite yet. I'm going to go straight for the Earth Power because I want the shield. And the reason why I want the shield is because I want to come in with my Sandslash and boom their face off. So I'm going to let them take out my Nidoqueen, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come in with my Walrein to force them to throw energy. I'm not going to throw energy because I really want to use my Sandslash here. So they're going to throw the Poison Fang. That's fine. I'm going to let it go. I have one shield. I'll shield whatever their next move is regardless. And I'm going straight for Earthquake. I'm going straight for the balls, and I'm not having anything else, man. I want the whole plate and nothing but the plate. So they're going to get me with a Poison Fang. That's fine. They're not going to be able to get to an Earth Power in time. And even though a Night Slash might have been enough to take them out, guess what happened? We got to the Earthquake. And you know what Sandslash does really well? Takes out Nidoqueen, and that's going to be the end of that game. Good game to my opponent, but dude, this Sandslash was taking so many things by surprise. Like, there were so many teams that were double weak to ground in the back that didn't have an answer for Sandslash that wasn't already taken away by Nidoqueen. Now, that was a 9-1 run, for example, for this team. I had so many of those. Lots of 5-0s, 4-1s. The only, like, mess sets I had were usually ones that had like, hard counters or, ones that included, you know, issues with the game, like that other game you guys saw. But that's going to do it for these battles for this week, guys. I would implore you to try this team out. It's incredibly strong. And I also want to give a quick shout out to my Patreon supporters. You guys are literally the best people on the planet, aside from my wife and kids, which you kind of can't be on top of them because they're my wife and kids. So I really appreciate everything you guys do, and I'm really, really glad that you're here to grow this stuff with me here on this channel. Hopefully we're going to be able to continue growing, and if you want to become one of these wonderful patron members, there's a link in the description and in the video. You guys can go ahead and check it out. Discord access, early tips, guides, meta, literally everything that is in my brain for this game is in that Discord, and you have absolutely unlimited access to it by being one of my patrons. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.